Hey guys, so I just saw Scarlet, the latest film from director Mamoru Hosada, and here's my theory reaction for it. So, Scarlet was one of my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year, even though admittedly I haven't been thinking about this movie. Like when it got closer to release, I was always hyped for it, but I didn't really think about it all that much, to be honest. So, I was a little nervous that that was going to affect my thoughts in it, especially given how divisive the critical reception is. But let me tell you right now, this movie is a masterpiece. I absolutely loved it, and I honestly cannot believe how good it was. Now, I am a huge fan of Shakespeare's Hamlet. I think Hamlet is one of the greatest stories ever told. I studied Hamlet in college during my freshman year. I had like this whole Shakespeare, and it's one of my favorite courses. So maybe I'm just too much of a sucker for Shakespearean Hamlet stories and inspired. But this is basically Mamoru Hosada's take on Hamlet, and he did it really well. This. Sure, it's no Hamlet and it's no Lion King, but it's as masterful as them when it comes to just a good story, good execution. They really knocked it. Yeah, he really knocked it out of the park here. Scarlett is one of the best protagonists of the year. There's like so much girl power, and she's not just a badass female heroine. She's actually someone with character development and struggles. So for those of you wanting a badass female heroine who struggles, who still gets overshadowed, who gets beaten, but still doesn't give up, still fights back, but doesn't isn't way overpowered and all that stuff. This is the one of those. She's one of those female characters looking for, and even that guy, the nurse guy, Hijima. I think I don't remember his exact name, but I think the nurse guy, the male character you're seeing in blue, blue outfit. Yeah, he's also amazing. Like he also goes through such a character arc, and I think and you really care about both of their relationships. And yeah, and also this movie that uses this animation style that I've never seen before. They do a lot of experimentation with the anime style, and it results in quite possibly the most gorgeous, the most beautiful looking animation I've ever seen. Like especially what they do with the background, the POVs, the shots, and just the way it blends CGI with 2D anime. It's also brilliant, and like the afterlife is so gorgeous. And yeah, there's a lot going on in the story, but it's all well executed. It flows naturally, and I like how this movie actually takes risks with its stories. It does a lot of things that feels so fresh and so new. And yeah, this movie is action packed. Like, sure, yes, they do breathe, but there was never a time when this movie is sluggish, because the typical criticisms I hear about this movie is that this movie gets sluggish in the middle, like the middle drags. I personally did not feel any scene drags, and yeah, the runtime flew by to me. It felt really fast. And this movie also has some of the most powerful messages and themes of the entire year, as it tackles, it asks questions of, what is life like? Is life worth living? What is the meaning of life? And it pretty much just talks about the metaphysics of life, in a sense, and also it has themes of just bit of forgiveness, reconciliation, and pretty much the themes you expect from Shakespeare. Yeah, basically those. So yeah, now admittedly I haven't really seen a lot of yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I have to go down using elevator, but yeah, back to what I was saying, I will end up by being honest and saying that I have hardly seen any Mamoru or Hosada movies. The only Mamoru or Hosada film I have personally seen is Mirai, back in like 2019ish. Yeah, Mirai is like the only one I watched, and now this makes me want to get to more Mamoru Hosoda movies, because yeah, I am really missing out. So I may be the guy who acts like I've watched every movie I saw, but yeah, a majority of Mamoru Hosada's films, yeah, I cannot lie, I have not seen a majority of them, but I honestly, but even that, I honestly highly doubt any of them would top this because it's that good that like maybe not quite top 10 movies of the year worthy because there are better movies, but because and I think 2025 has been an excellent year for movies, a banger year for movies, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is definitely a 5 out of 5. I can actually I think that this might end up being my second favorite movie of the December 2025. Right? I know Avatar: Fire and Ash will be my true best movie of the month, but this I can see as being second. So yeah, definitely a 5 out of 5. So yeah, so I like to end my this out there reaction all by saying this will be the last out there reaction I'm doing of the year. I won't be doing an out there reaction for Avatar: The Way of Avatar: Fire and Ash. Yeah, because I yeah because reasons. But yeah, so yeah, so for a movie that ended up being my final out there reaction, and on a high note for sure. So yeah, my next out there reaction won't be done until January with 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Yeah, that's gonna be my next out there reaction. So yeah, I highly recommend Scarlet. I think if even though you're not an anime fan, I think you will still like this movie. Yeah, I can see non-anime fans enjoying this. So yeah, see Scarlet and yeah,